Hi, I'm Chris, the on-farm network agronomist with the Manitoba Pulse and Soybean Growers. In this video, we will go over our trial results for the 3P seed treatment trials held in 2024. Before getting into the trials, I will go over a quick introduction on the disease and insect pest targets of the pea seed treatments. For disease targets, we are mainly looking to manage the root rot complex caused by Aphanomyces and Fusarium root rots. So Aphanomyces root rot can be the most devastating disease to a pea field if soil conditions are on the warm and saturated side. And although Fusarium root rots can be detected in essentially every field at any given time, once Aphanomyces root rot co-infects with Fusarium, the infection of the root becomes much more severe and is more devastating. There are some seed treatments that provide early season control for Aphanomyces, and tank mixes of Rancona Trio with Belmont or Intego Solo provide early season control of Aphanomyces root rot, but it's only for 3 to 4 weeks. In terms of insect targets, the main concern for peas right now is the pea leaf weevil. Pea leaf weevils are a fairly new pest to Manitoba, with their numbers highest in the northwest region of the province, but numbers are steadily spreading south and east. So in the spring, you will see the adult weevils feeding on the pea leaves, creating this characteristic leaf notching, and it looks like chomps out of the leaf margin. Surprisingly, the leaf defoliation by the adult weevils is not what causes yield loss. It's actually the weevil larvae which have burrowed underground and eat the root nodules, and they damage the nodules, and essentially the pea plant cannot then fix its own nitrogen. As the main focus of these seed treatments is to paralyze the adult weevils, damage by the larval stage is not eliminated entirely. So it is not yet clear whether you will get a return on investment when using the insecticidal component of a seed treatment. That brings us to our on-farm trials. Farmers have had very few tools to estimate the risk of soil-borne pests. Seed treatments are frequently applied on a just-in-case basis with little knowledge of the risk soil-borne pests actually pose to a given crop in a given field. Informing this decision a bit more would be a positive step forwards. So these on-farm trials aim to quantify the agronomic and economic impacts of pea seed treatments. Will we see an improvement in root rots, pea leaf weevil defoliation, and a yield increase with a seed treatment? And with that, we will look at the 3P seed treatment trials held in 2024, which are circled red on the map. We had 2 in the southern part of the province and 1 more northwest in the Swan River area. 2 trials investigated a fungicide-only seed treatment. In this case, Rancona Trio was used for both versus untreated seed, and 1 trial had both fungicide in Vibrance Max and an insecticide component in Cruiser 5FS versus untreated seed. Let's start with PC treatment 03 results, where we had both the fungicide and insecticide seed treatments compared to untreated seed. We evaluated plant stands, disease, and insect pressure at these trials plus yield. Plant stands were very similar between treatments. And regarding root rot response to the fungicidal seed treatment, there were 10% fewer plants infected with root rot when treated with the seed treatment compared to bare seed. And the severity of root rot was very low. We can see less than 1 for each treatment on a 0 to 9 severity scale, where 0 is least severe and 9 is most severe. And when we looked at the pea leaf weevil notches, we saw hardly any difference in total number of those notches per plant between treated and untreated plots. But once the stats were run on the data, there were no significant differences between untreated and treated plots for yield and root rot and pea leaf weevil defoliation. Moving on to disease pressure and yield data from seed treatment 01, where we tested the fungicide seed treatment red Rancona trio to untreated seed. And here we saw 12% fewer plants were infected with root rot when treated with Rancona trio compared to bare seed. But again, root rot development remained very low and was less than 1 on the 0 to 9 scale. And there were no statistical differences in root rot, severity, or yield with fungicide seed treatment and compared to without. Finally, here's the disease pressure data from PC treatment 02, where we had again tested Rancona trio compared to untreated. And we saw that there was a 20% reduction in plants infected with root rot when with the untreated compared to treated seed, but root rot severity remained very low again, and infection was low. As a result of root rot presence being low, there were no statistical differences in root rot ratings and yield between seed with a treatment and without. So at all 3 trials this year, we saw no significant yield differences with treated and untreated peas. Because of this, there was a loss in profit amounting to the cost of the product. And it was $16 to $19 per acre for Rancona Trio and $33 per acre for the Vibrance Max plus Cruiser 5 FS. In summary, we saw no statistical change in yield, root rot ratings, or pea leaf weevil defoliation counts between treated seed and untreated. Root rot severity was very low, which may explain why there was no yield responses to the seed treatments. And seed treatments provide early season suppression or control on root rots, but the protection ends 3 to 4 weeks after seeding. Use an insecticide seed treatment if there is a history of insect pressure on the field or in a nearby field. So to make informed decisions about seed treatment on your farm, evaluate the risk of a specific insect and disease pest on a field-by-field basis. Is there a history of root rots or pea leaf weevil in the field? Are you seeding into more saturated soils with high May rainfall forecasted? How often are peas grown in this field, as a rotation is a big factor with root rot severity. With that, if you're interested in learning more about these results, every trial result is available in the On-Farm Network database available at manitobapulse.ca or by following the QR code shown on the screen. If you're interested in participating in a trial, get in contact with me. Thanks for listening today. I've been Chris. You can find out more information on our website or by follow us on social media.